basics, we're going to be looking at applying the blocks a little bit more in a flowing manner than when we do our static basics. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the face block first, and it's a bit difficult doing it with the dummy. So in class we'll be working against each other. But what I want you to imagine is that your opponent is either grabbing your clothes or strangling you. And constantly you're going to get back to this position, and you're going to try and use the face block, the basic face block, in a constant way against whatever happens to the arms. So from here I might be trying, if this is a strangle here, to break out of the strangle. Once I'm out, trap the arms, deliver another face block, maybe catch an arm, pressing up under it, moving forward. Imagine the arms get me again. I break out, I lift up. Maybe the arms get my clothes. I'm going to press forward, down on the arms, push the head back, rotate the arms out the way, catch them, press, rotate the arms out the way, press, and we're going to constantly be doing that against whatever your opponent gives you. So when we're working in class, it'll be that I'm either grabbing the clothes or I'm strangling. And I might be grabbing a wrist, even it doesn't matter, but in class what I want is that you then focus on that, delivering pressure, instead of thinking it's someone striking down on your head and you are blocking, which is not going to work. So I really want the emphasis of the training to be pressure towards the body. Can be under the arm, can be under both arms, can be just under the chin. If you only have a punching bag, you'll have to visualize. I'm just going to shift the camera a little bit. You'll have to visualize how you're working against the bag constantly. Maybe taking the arms away, maybe going under the arms, maybe going under the chin. But the idea is that you are putting pressure against your punching bag constantly, and that the focus is on the forearm pressing against your opponent. Have fun. For the churanke, the chest block, we are going to look at if my opponent is grabbing my wrist, but because Dieter here doesn't have the fingers to do that, it'll have to be me grabbing the arm, and I've got to imagine it is him grabbing my arm. And from there, we'll be working on the chest blocks, trying to get out, trying to lock, maybe deliver a punch. Maybe it's one hand grabbing the clothes, I trap, I block, maybe that strike comes through here, I'm going to cover for that strike, I'm going to move out the way, I'm going to try and trap both arms and hit. But the idea is again that I'm working a single limb, or I'm working double limbs, but the idea is to trap the arm and lock it in place and get more of a flowing movement from our chest blocks than just statically standing there. Feel how your arm would relate to your opponent's arm when pressing and clearing it. It could also be that I'm moving through. I'm trapping it underneath and I'm locking in place, hitting, moving through, catching, holding, and locking. So anything you can do with a chest block, you need to be experimenting with against limbs so that you get a feeling for what this is and how you would apply it in a fight. Enjoy. So once we've explored and spent time with the movements of chest and face, agyuke, churunuke, are we going to look at the stomach block. And in my mind, the stomach block is the final clearing movement to get in and either tackle my opponent, hold my opponent while I'm doing some strikes, or a limb manipulation of pressing my opponent down, but then still being able to continue through. And you'll see also, if you look at some of the movements already that we've done within, let's say, the face block, and I'm clearing to get to the next one, that's already the principle of a stomach block. So it is a very natural movement that already fits into both the others. We're just going to focus a bit more on it. So from a very basic point of view, I'm clearing both arms, getting in, doing strikes, clearing, hitting, grabbing the head, pulling down, hitting, any of the movements where I want to manipulate my opponent's body at a downward angle, be it arms, be it the head, it doesn't matter. That's from the basic point of view, but what I want is now you're going to do your face and your chest block, and you're going to really try and see where those stomach blocks comes in. Even if it's just, oh, that was a stomach block. I didn't want to do it, but it happened naturally. So let's say that my opponent is strangling me here. We're fighting. I get a point to break out. I get to this position here. Maybe I do a strike. I clear the arms, and I'm in, and I'm taking my opponent down. My opponent grabs my clothes. I'm controlling one limb here. I try and lock my opponent's arm in place here. I start doing some strikes. I clear the arm. I'm in. I'm doing a final movement. My opponent grabs my limb here. Catch. I do the chest block. Other arms hitting at me. I defend myself. Clear the arm. I'm in and I'm doing my strikes. So start feeling where the stomach block fits in with you necessarily having to focus on it. And once you've done that, and you feel it's relatively comfortable against the dummy, let's spend some time with it here in class.